Mike Tyson, 51-year-old Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones won the heavyweight title in 2003, called out Mike Tyson. The fight never came to fruition. Tyson, of course, losing over 100 pounds, comes in just over 10 pounds heavier than Jones Jr. tonight. It's unbelievable. We're putting the surreal nature here, the real and surreal. And now let's take a look at the DraftKings Sportsbook Tale of the Bet, featuring the following pre-fight betting markets for the Tyson Jones fight. Remember, it's coming in 2020 and not 2003. And Israel, what do you think of the odds right now here between these two legends?
Man, I don't even know why this is a thing. Dude,
It's an
exhibition, quote unquote. Fuck all that shit. This is a fight. This is Thriller. This ain't vanilla. How are you going to stop a knockout from happening here?
All right, don't forget, DraftKings is running another free $25,000 pool for the Tyson versus Jones bout. Plus, in legal sports betting states, all new customers can get a sportsbook deposit bonus up to $1,000. Just download any of the DraftKings apps to play free for your share of $25,000 in total prizes. Make sure to use code BOXING when you sign up. And earlier tonight, well, he's a GOAT himself. Jim Gray talked to two other GOATs.
With Roy Jones Jr. Roy, you've said this has been a bucket list fight for you. This is something you've been thinking about for a couple of decades. And now that it's here, does it meet the same expectation level in your head as you had all those years?
Once Cole in the house, you know how that go. Yes, it does meet the same expectations, that same level of expectations, because you know it's still Mike Tyson who can basically take you out with one punch. He can do anything to you with one punch. But so that's the fun about it, is that you got to go out there and beat him while you avoid that one punch, and that's what makes it so interesting.
And that may be the fun to you, but there are a lot of people who are concerned you're going to get caught by that one punch. Does it concern you?
I mean, it's always a concern because you don't want to get caught no more than you have to. And really, it's not getting caught by one punch, because you're going to get caught once, twice in boxing. Because it's not the one that's going to do the damage. That's when you got to make sure you avoid. And that's the one that I have to make sure that I avoid.
Roy, you're a younger man by 3 years, and you've been more active. Mike hasn't really fought in 15 years. You fought in 2018. Is there any advantage in that?
No, not really, because they put me in a cage, and it's like that ring is so small, it's like a cage for the bet. So it's like they feed you to the bet, you feel me? So that inactivity is not hard for him when he don't have to go, he don't have to move that much, you know what I mean? He don't have to travel that far, so that inactivity shouldn't bother him much at all. Maybe after about the third or fourth round it may, and if it does, then we'll be able to tell, because then I'll be able to do anything I want to do.
You've had a spectacular career.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to accomplish here?
I'm not trying to accomplish nothing. I just, like I said, when you are alive and God give you opportunity to give people entertainment at a time like this, and though it may, I mean, in the reality, in real life, yeah, it could cost you damage or it could cost you your life. But when it's for the people, people need something right now. We all gotta be strong and try to help one another. And if I was somewhere at home with nothing to do, and Michael and Dominique was still able, somebody say, hey, Mike and Dominique gonna play a one-on-one for the fans because nobody has anything to look at. I'm like, yo, I gotta watch that. You know, so I'll be so happy that they're doing it. And they say, well, what if one of them accidentally has a heart attack because they're old? Well, I mean, I understand it, but they're willing to play. I want to watch, you know.
Mike, the last time we did this interview, you said, I don't have this in me anymore. I'm just not ferocious and I can't do it. What rekindled it since that 15 years ago against Kevin McBride?
Hey, listen, different things happened to me since then, and I got more determination into doing this, and I don't believe this is happening, but I do. You know, I really do. It's going to be very successful. The league that we have here, Mike Tyson Legends Leagues only, and I'm looking forward for that to cultivate as well.
You lost 100 pounds.
Yes, I did.
How difficult was it to be that disciplined at age 54 to do this?
Well, I wanted to do it, and whatever I want to do, I do. You know, I'm like Alexander the Great. Impossible is nothing to anyone that tries. And that's what I believe.
What are you trying to accomplish tonight?
I'm just pushing myself. Whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it.
Okay.
You know, I was always, whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it. That's just what I do in my life. Whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it.
So you were afraid of this?
Absolutely. Why would I want to do this after 15 years? And this, you know, and I'm just comfortable being uncomfortable. comfortable, you believe, I guess so.
And you can't play it boxing. I mean, it can say all at once that it's an exhibition, but in a few minutes, what really happens? I mean, you're going to try and knock this guy out, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to protect myself and throw punches with bad intention at all times, as much as I can.
Final thought. We know your past is totally secure in boxing history. Are you fighting for your future?
No, I'm fighting for other people's future.
In what way?
It's in a humanitarian way, pretty much. My future, God willing, is pretty cool, so I can help other people now.
Mike, best of luck. We'll talk to you
Thank you
afterwards.
very much.
Nice to see you.
Always nice seeing you too. Go, yeah.
Goats.
Go, yeah.
Mike having a little fun, looking cool, calm and collected though. Focus, the GOAT, yes. The main event, minutes away to kick us into gear is St. John.